23, 24. Chapter 6. Yes, in the chapter 6, 23rd and 24th sloka, Bhagavan says, Bhagavan says that Shraddhalur katha shrunan subhadra lokapavanihi gayan anusmaran karma janma jaminayan mohu madarthe dharmakamarthan acharan madapashnayah labde nishalam bhaktim mayudhava sanatane mayudhava sanatane he mama uddhava he mayudhava he mama uddhava. That's it. Addressing him, he's talking about the bhakti dharmam, bhakti margam in few slokas from here, which we normally practice. So further more explanations may not be necessary for this. We just go through it. Hey Uddhava, listening to, singing and reflecting on tales about me that are, Bhagavan says, that are highly conducive to the well-being and purity of the world, repeatedly imitating my deeds and lives, having me as their refuge and pursuing duty, desire and wealth. For my sake, the man of faith attains safest devotion. For me, the Eternal One. He's talking about the devotion, devoted devotion. Devotion is again totally different. In devotion, there are no conditions. Unconditional devotion. See. Bhagavad Bhakti, there are no conditions. With conditions, Bhakti is not Bhakti, it is only Vyapara. That's Vyavaharika Jivan. Bhagavan says, singing of my glories, start talking about me, talking about my story and things like that, and attaining, coming to refuge of me. In Bhakti Marga, normally this is the way how in Bhakti Marga. In Bhakti Marga there is only surrender and devotion. This has to be sincerely done. Devotion is totally different. Devotion is, even though it is a paryaya of love, devotion at a higher realm of it, at a higher region of it. We have discussed about the devotion and love earlier also. Devotion is that for which you devote yourself. That means it should be very valuable for you. That which is very valuable for you, to that we devote ourselves. That which is higher than you, that which is jnanam. What is devotion? Where the devotion has to be done? It has to be done to the jnanam. Yes. That which is stronger than you in jnanam. Well, many people, Kali Yuga, people also devoted to, nobody can get devoted to a strength, like physical strength, Shakti, what we call. They may obey you by physical strength, because you got, suppose your physical strength is more. Physical strength in the sense, physical strength can be, it can be the manpower, it is the muscle power, it can be the money power, it can be the power of position. They are all physical powers. In that physical powers, there will be, people will obey you because of fear. Because of fear, they will obey you. Somebody who is stronger, the weaker person will obey him because of fear of getting disturbed. A wealthy man, one will get feared of that because he can do anything, because he has got powers of money, wealth. And the man who is in power, people will be scared of him because with his powers he can do anything. A Raja, a Mantri and things like that, people like that. Or people who are in high official position, they can disturb people with their powers for some time at least. So they will be scared about them. They will have fear of them, but they won't have devotion. It will appear to be a devotion, the devotion will not be there. So that is why I said devotion will be only to that absolute jnana, that which is higher, the highest consciousness. The devotion will only be there. See, otherwise there will not be any devotion. That is why the devotion is very important. Steadfast devotion, and that means steadfastness. That's that rigid. I mean, the consistency should be there. It is not that for some purpose one gets devotion, and after that, once the purpose is finished, devotion is gone. That is not devotion. That is again vyapara. It is because it is conditional. So there cannot be conditions in devotion. Devotion is that absolute surrender. Absolute samarpana is devotion. Otherwise devotion cannot come. Devotion cannot be when you have that ahankara in you, that I-ness in you, or the consciousness of the sharira in you. Then the devotion cannot come. The devotion is absolutely absolute surrender with absolute faith. This has to be there. That's why he said that only Nishchalam Bhaktim Labhate, Nishchalam Bhaktim. The one who does that, he gets the Nischala Bhakti. That's also. So, hey Uddhava, this is how the Bhakti has to be done. In case the Jnana Marga is difficult for them, then in the Bhakti Marga, many people think Bhakti Marga is much easier. Without knowing also, one should be able to do this devotion. Devotion is not an emotion, just doing certain actions doesn't mean a devotion. There are so many stories like that we have heard that so many people who were not allowed to go to the temple, those days when untouchables we called them, and they were deprived of even doing puja to the god in public. So they had to be discreetly doing the puja. It was a condition. Once upon a time, some of the brahmanas, some of the panditas who took the power of the human power, and they deprived those people who were doing the worship. They said it is their right to worship. They have divided. It's all, they don't look for it. Why I am telling all this, going back to the history, is that not to talk about history, just to make you aware that there is no human being who can control somebody's bhakti. There is no human being has been given any powers to control others' bhakti or restrict others' bhakti. Everybody's inherent right is there to do bhakti. And it is not necessary the one who is doing the rituals according to certain vidhis are only the ones who are the bhaktas. They may be the worst bhaktas. They are only the rituals. They don't have bhakti. It's only to show the rituals are there. There are so many things they will do for showing off. But that showing off and doing things for hours together is not necessarily, it has to be bhakti. Bhakti, even internally, one call to the Lord with absolute surrender and absolute devotion, absolute samarpana bhava is that the true bhakti. And in that bhakti, that is what the bhakti is, that, hey Bhagavan, hey Uddhava. So how this bhakti can come? This bhakti can come from faith, by devotion, by faith, by surrender. Like that he explains to him and says that, explain to the people the true nature of bhakti. It is not that, just doing something is bhakti. Doing a puja to the vigraha, doing puja to the photograph, doing puja to certain objects, or doing certain vidhi of pujas doesn't consist of any kind of bhakti. It should be totally ruled out. That action, if somebody says that this action is the one which is called bhakti, it is absolutely ignorant. The action is done, yes. Well, it's okay for normal people, common people. For somebody, certain actions are necessary in order to make them conscious about the surrender. So each and every vidhi you will find there is a samarpana. everything is samarpanam. So the intention of doing all these things, everything is samarpanam. Pushpam samarpayami, dhupam samarpayami, deepam samarpayami, annam samarpayami, prasad, the naivedyam samarpayami, everything is samarpayami. Apa samarpayami, everything is samarpayami. When everything is given to that means it is inherently, meaning is that at the end of it, when all these things have been gone there, how will I survive in this world? There is no jala, there is no apa, there is no air, there is no energy, there is no, everything has been given in samarpana. Which means that aham sarvasvam samarpayami, everything I have surrendered myself. This consciousness has to come, not by words and by chanting. Yes, this consciously, one should, that is called the jnanam also. Only a jnani can do. That's why somewhere in the jnana marga they said that only a jnani can do an absolute samarpana. But there are bhakts who could do absolute samarpana. We have heard stories of Prahlada, Dhruva and things like that. Shabari and Kujela and many people like the bhakti. But Kujela of course is a jnani also. Not only bhakti. So others on bhakti marga there are few people from where we can learn the bhakti. Their absolute samarpana bhava has come to them. Through the bhakti bhava, they have been transmitted bhakti jnanam into them by the tapasvis or gurus like Shabari. From her guru, she got the absolute jnanam. Through that jnanam, she had done the bhakti. The steadfastness or the absolute determination in one comes only with jnanam. Otherwise, the determination will not be there. One will become wavering because one is conscious about the sharira and mana. The more the one is conscious about the sharira and mana, the determination is sometimes wavery and it will be questionable. When there will be pain in your body or when you have got kashta, dukkha, suddenly there will be a doubt in my mind, in the mind, whether this God is there or not. We also pray we threaten God sometimes. If you do not do this to me, from tomorrow I will not do your puja, as if he is waiting for your puja. Is it not? We threaten them, no? Throw you out. I will not do puja. Nikal do photo nikal do once. Is it not? That is not the way. Devotion is samarpana bhava. The vigraha or the puja are all representation for our mind to concentrate on. Bhagavan is anadi, ananta, and there is no akara, there is no vikara in that. It's an absolute pure knowledge, it's absolute pure Brahman. That is why it is known as nirakaratvam. Because it's difficult for people to pray to nirakaratvam, is why an akara has been created. There is nothing wrong in that. It's okay. And a representation of something. Okay. Yes. So there is no Agni Tattva. Now, the marriages and the birthdays and the death ceremonies, everything has to be done in presence of the Agni. Now, Agni in the sense, it is not the flame burnt through a wood or paper or cloth or whatever it is, or ghee or whatever it is. That is not Agni, it is only flame. That's all. The principle is that to be witnessing through the Agni Tattva, since people cannot see the Agni Tattva visibly, it is not there because it's a principle. To represent that Agni Tattva, a flame has been created because that's the nearest, which is closest to the Agni Tattva. Agni is the one which burns, which has got the capacity to burn. So, the lighting of a wood or fire or something has been done representing the Agni. It is only, a representation of Agni Tattva, replica. It is not any way it is, except the guna of that, one or two gunas of that, of Agni Tattva is there, but otherwise that is not Agni. Agni is not, that burning flame is not Agni. Agni is totally different. Agni Tattva is totally different. So the representation is in the Agni Tattva, in presence of the Agni Tattva. But since human cannot presume an Agni Tattva there, it is everywhere. But Agni Tattva cannot be concentrated on one, so we create a flame, then call it as Agni. It's not the pure Agni, it is a representation of Agni, we can say that is. It's a flame because it has the qualities of Agni. It has got temperature, it has got capacity to burn things into ashes, it has got light. These are the qualities which Agni Tattva has also got. So this represents it, that is why it is kept, and then we go around and then do all the rituals because going around the Agni Tattva. Yes. Agni Tattva is here. Do we have to go around that flame? Is it necessary? Jnanam, you see. If Agni Tattva is there, we don't have to go around there. You see. Going around make you conscious that you are committed to the promises that you are making to the Agni Tattva, where it has the capacity to absorb it and burn it and merge and become one. That's all. Otherwise, it doesn't have any meaning. Without Agni, there's nothing can be done. It can be done. But one should be conscious of the Agni Tattva in the mind, then it can be done. How can it be created for a normal human being? It is impossible. That is why the Yajna Kundas are created and then promises are made in that, so that they say it's burned there. So the Tattva is that the principle is important. It's not the God principle is important. It's not the Vigraha or the photograph that is important. But Vigraha photograph is necessary for a common man who cannot attain the Tattva through his thought or mind level. Is why that is done. Nothing wrong. Absolutely okay. We have to find certain ways. We found out a certain way. It doesn't matter. Some we do. That's why Hindu Shastras are so wide and absolutely without any restrictions. He says you pray to anyone. Pray to cow. Pray to the snake. Do puja, give milk. What is that? The day we give milk to the Naga Panchami. Naga Panchami. Today Manusha Panchami has to be created. They have to give and do those. Naga is better. Sometimes. Hindu Tattva has been very free and absolutely high principles. Pray anywhere you like. Pray to anything you like. Pray anyone you like. Doesn't matter. What is that? What does it mean? Because Sarvam Brahma, Sarvam Kalvitam Brahma is the principle of it. So in everything there is Brahman. In a cow there is Brahman. So pray it. It gives you milk. Pray to that. It gives you light. Pray to Surya. It gives you coolness, wind. Pray to wind. Pray to this. Adima primordial prayers were not with the Vigraha and things like that. It was all to the nature. Surya Namaskara, Chandra Namaskara, Agni Namaskara, Vayu Namaskara, things like that. Prayer to the all these Panchabhutas. Earth is created also as a puja, Bhumi puja and things like that. So we believe in that. Every Panchabhuta has been created because they have been blessing you with certain Shakti and powers in order to retain it. So it is Bhagavan. That which is higher than you, that which is in principle higher than you, that which is having absolute jnanam, that which has got the capacities to give you absolute positiveness in you is considered to be devoted. That's why the devotion is only for that. Somebody comes with a stick. Oh, I'm a devotee of you. We will not say no. We will say I am afraid of you, I am scared of you, I am scared of your stick, I am scared of your strength. That's all. I don't say I am devoted to you, so please don't beat me. Devotion is where there is absolute karuna, absolute daya, absolute jnanam, absolute blessings. Who can bless? There who can bless, who can give you the virtues of blessing. There only the devotion comes to it. Then it is devoted. Why? In that case what happens? There are no conditions. They are not asking you to do anything. They are not asking you to, you put pushpa on my feet, then only I will bless you. No. If you don't pushpa, I will not bless you. No, nothing. Hey Bhagavan, think of that Shakti in the rupa and then pray. It's enough. That's all. But that should be true. That's all. Thousands of things you pray with. But if that is not there, they are all waste. Absolutely. Any amount of ritual you do, any amount of absolute strict rituals you do, everything is a waste. And when you look at it, probably most of the pujas done in Kali Yuga is all waste. Most of the pujas. Only few, very few, who have the real feeling of that puja being done, devotion being done. See, when the devotion is done, the material is not there. I told you, when in the status of devotion, one forgets oneself, like Vidur's wife forgot herself when she saw Lord Krishna. Devotion. The rituals. Nothing is better. This is devotion. Please understand the importance of devotion. It is not just standing and praying in front of a temple where a statue has been established and somebody does a puja with certain mantras and put certain flowers. Please don't take it, otherwise it is necessary. Hindu Dharma, with an intention it has been installed. It is not wrong. I am not saying it is wrong. But I am saying that is not devotion. That is a path of devotion to attract you towards devotion. These upadhis, mediums, have been created. We have to overcome the necessity of the medium of that. It's by shapeless forms and shapes of Shivaling and this thing, that. Many stones they pick up from the Haridwar and Rishikesh and all that from underneath because of years and years of water flowing on that through the friction. The shape, the stones have taken different shapes and forms. Stones have taken different shapes and forms. Even today we are also taking it as saligram and doing puja on that. What is that? Scientifically speaking, they are only stones which have undergone the changes in them through the number of years of flow of water. A lot of friction was there, so it has created certain shapes and forms. But for me it is God. I superimposed God on that. Absolutely okay. No problem. Absolutely alright. That, see, this is the freedom of praying. This is called devotion. Anywhere, anything can be there. As a representation, we need a representation. So a representation has been created and that prayers. See, we have got, that's why people get confused. They say that, you are praying to stone also, you are praying to saligram also, you are also praying to the whatever shirt, you are also praying to snake, you are also praying to rat, you are also praying to elephant, you are also praying to a tree, you are also praying to a photograph, you are also praying to a vigraha, you are also praying to a cow, animal, you are also praying to snake, you are praying to anything and everything. Which is God? Is what he is asking. Which is God? He says your perception is God. Your jnanam is God. When you have the jnanam of the godliness, everything seems to be God. In everything you will find the God. You are seeing only God in one. We see God in everything. Who is supreme? The one who sees only God in a particular place, within four walls, at a particular dais, is the God. Which is right. No doubt. There is no doubt. There is no question about it. This is the principle of prayer. So, where is the ritual? The ritual is that this devotion, this jnanam, then only the devotion will come. Devotion is not to do vyapara. But unfortunately what happened? People started looking it as an upadi for finding out excuses in order to solve their problems. Well, nothing wrong in going and doing confession. We also require a opening. We also require a place where we can confess. We cannot confess to anyone and everyone, to anything and everything. It is not possible. So what happened? These are the places for confession also. Sincerely, whatever is in your mind, you can say confession also. So that also has been. There was a time when confession was, hey Bhagavan, by mistake I have done this. By knowingly I have done this. But that's please pardon me for that. Save me from that. Doesn't matter. It's all confessions. Realization of the self. It's absolutely necessary. No? That realization has to come. When I know, when I say I have done a mistake, I have realized it, the importance of it. Second time I will not do it. But I have simply say, sorry, okay. That's why we have to say 1,000 times sorry in a day. How many times say sorry in a day? Each one. Count next time. How many times do you tell sorry? The more number of sorries you are telling, the more number of ignorant you are. Is it not? Ksamapanam is asked for the grave sins. For one cause, only once. Not every time Ksamapanam. Not according to your whims and fancies, Ksamapanam. Freely provided without any charges on that. Devotion, why I am making you conscious about this is that they all put together, only devotion can come. If you think why I said about sorry, it's not out of the subject. If you know you have got a facility to ask for Ksamapanam for anything and everything, you will utilize it, because human mind is very tricky. You should tell your mind, no, it is a restricted word that can be. It's a restricted action that has been provided to you. It's a grace that has been provided to you that, look, once in a while by mistake it happens, mistake happens, then ask for Ksamapanam. Ksamapanam is not intentionally done and then ask for Ksamapanam. No. There's no value there. That's not devotion. That means there is no devotion. Changing your policies every moment. And then ask for sorry for that. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought. Count number of sorries you are telling every day. Count and also feel how you should feel Ksamapanam for that. Many things you have to regret yourself for having done. Paschatapa has to be there. In a human being, there has to be paschatapa. There is nothing to be afraid of. There is nothing to be ashamed of that. We are human beings. We will commit certain mistakes unknowingly. Mistakes, they call us, it is mistake. It's not intentionally done. It's a mistake. It happens. Okay. Then there is a provision for paschatapa. Don't be sticking on to that. I was right only. It is because that fellow took out his front teeth. I did not smile at him because I don't want to see his face without teeth. That's not an excuse. That kind of rigidity. No. Because of that, justifying the mistake what you have done is that I'm jokingly saying. We all do that. Justifying the mistake what we have done, saying that it is because of this I have done that. Never will say that I have done a mistake. And it's over now. Ho gaya to ho gaya. Ho gaya na ho gaya. It's done. Now what to do? ठीक है, पश्चाताप करो. Instead of sticking on to that thing, then how can you expect you can be a devotee? Devotion will come when all these things are cleared and the path is clear, then only you can walk on that. These small things, if you get on to it and stick on to that, and then you make it as a pride of you, adding to your qualification, that how many times that you said sorry, that I am the most qualified man. Then where the devotion will come to you. You understand? Devotion is not a small word. Devotion is not a small word. Bhakti is not a small word. Bhakti is the greatest layer, the level that you have reached. Then only the bhakti, the true bhakti. Chanting mantras, doing puja, prayers, doing namaskaram, doing pranamam, everything is for creating that bhakti in you. They are not bhakti. Because of bhakti, you don't do pranamam. You do pranamam for bhakti. Yes. You understood my principle of saying. It's not that bhakt will not do pranamam, he will do. But the person who, when I say that, when a person who has bhakti, he's doing pranamam, and the other person doing pranamam are two different things. The other person does pranamam for attaining bhakti, and the bhakta does pranamam in order to surrender himself, devote himself. Devoting himself means that without any return, without any selfish motive, without any swartha bhava, he just surrenders to him. Somebody said the service to the Lord. They call it as service to the Lord. Service to the Lord is that living the life in dharmik way is service to the Lord. In other words, everything will come under dharmik way. So devotion can come to a person who is living dharmically. A person who has got wrong practices, he cannot become a devotee. Because whenever the devotion is done, contradictory statements will come from the mind. Then the guilt comes. When the guilt comes only, hey Bhagavan, then you do this for me, immediately comes. When the guilt comes. So in that, I have explained to you about Narayaniyam, the Grantha written by Narayana Bhattadiri, and the great Kavi in South, that Pundanam, who has written about Lord Krishna's, because his bhakti came from the, I'm just telling you, since we are talking about bhakti, certain things. Pundanam had only his Nambudiri, great, very ritual and devoted person and things. No, normal rituals and devotion. Nice person, good man. He had only one son. At the age of 12 or 8 or 12, something like that, in a Balyavastha, before 12, Balyavastha only, some illness has come to him and he died. And they were great devotees of Lord Krishna. So the wife gone under depression, and she even got agitated. She could not sustain any Swamijis. She would not do rituals and prayers. And even Pundanam also gone into depression for quite some time. Then he realized, then he started doing puja. Then he started doing devotion. From his sadness, that means he had to renounce his son in order to get his devotion, proper devotion. He has to go into that Vishada Yoga completely. When Vishada, the total Vishada came into him, he knew that, look, I can do nothing. Some people will not understand. That's why we get Kashta and Dukkha in our life. Because when Kashta and Dukkha comes, we say, no, जब दुख या कष्ट आता है तो चारों तरफ से आता है. This is what normally we all say in the common language. It is like that, yes. From all sides it will come and press you, yes. Now, because you have not learned a lesson, now learn a lesson. So from that Vishada, he got the devotion. When we get kashta and dukkha, then only we learn, The learning happens only during kashta and dukkha, is why astrologically, in every, for everyone, for every star, there is once or twice Shani Dasha comes in him. That's the time. Shani Dasha is not bad. I think I have explained you about this. It's only for good. Shani Dasha to teach you a lesson during that time, and that time you learn a lesson. Because they put you into the matter of studies where you have to learn. And learning can be done only through difficult conditions. You cannot learn it easily. We all know it. Anything to learn, we have to have difficult conditions, then only we will learn. Like Kunti said, Bhagavan Krishna, a very valiant lady who had enormous powers in him. She's an adopted daughter of Bhojaraj, who was ruling and a great ruler, and she learnt all the ruling of the universe and country, the Raja's performance and all that has learned from him, and she had got enormous capacities even though she is from Yadavakula. She has, Bhojaraja of course from Yadavakula only. She has learnt enormous powers. She knew exactly how the even a ruling of a great country could be done. Is how she could manage to be living in the palace of Dhritarashtra. How she could bring up Pandavas among the Kauravas. How she could bring up. It's all her strength. It's because of her absolute strength of knowledge of various things. And who had enormous powers. She was very calculative and she knows exactly what is to be done. From the childhood, she kept the Pandavas away from Dhritarashtra, that don't go to him too close, because he was against them. A Dhritarashtra who could crush a steel, iron, bhima, if the children go there, he'll take one finger and pinch him like that, he will die. Kunti knew about it, so that they said that don't go close to him, that man. Very clever, because his Putramoha will kill all of them. His intention was to kill all of them. That's why he sided with him for the wax house and all that. We know the stories. But I am trying to tell you now, he is that devotion of Kunti, yes, devotion of Kunti. Mata, the lady who had enormous powers of all the knowledges of everything, except one mistake in her life, she has not committed any mistakes. A lady who has committed only one mistake in her life, otherwise no. She, a commanding power of herself, she cried in her life only once, when she saw Lord Krishna. For what, she cried for? Hey Bhagavan, give me bhakti, give me kashta. Only once she has cried in her life. Not even when Pandu died, she cried. Not even when she was exiled from the palace, she did not cry. She was the strength of all these Pandavas. She cried only when she saw Lord Krishna. Hey Bhagavan, don't separate me from you. You give me kashta so that let me remember you always in your mind. That's all. I'm just talking about devotion. These are devotion. That is devotion. Take away everything. So devotion is not small. Bhakti is not small. Bhakti is not easy. Even though we call it as easy, here also he says that it is a easier, surer path, easier path. Easier path, he has written here. It's not easy. To appear like a bhakt is easy. That is nothing. Fancy dress competition. Who has got broader chandan ka tilak? You see, some people. giving you importance of bhakti. Don't take it lightly. You should be a bhakt, no doubt about it. Bhagavan says it's true. Shastras can never be wrong. It is true. But it's not easy. As they said, it's not easy. But you should be a true devotee, a true bhakt. Don't call yourself bhakt. Just be a bhakt. Then you do not know you are a bhakt or not. Many people address themselves, I am a bhakt of Lord Shiva. I am a bhakt of Lord so-and-so. I am a bhakt of so-and-so. I am a bhakt of... Who certified it? You yourself, I am. Ravan said, self-certified. Bhagavan has to accept it. No? That's why Ekalavya said, I am Shishya of Dronacharya. Dronacharya asked, who told you? You certified yourself. I don't accept you. A Shishya has to be accepted by Guru. Then only he becomes a Shishya of Guru. He cannot declare himself that I am home. Like you go to any university, the university has to certify you that you are past your such and such graduation, post-graduation, or your doctorate and things like that. They have to certify. You cannot certify yourself. It's all spoiled by some group of people. Even today, some of the Swamijis have, even Hindu, this one also. I'm very sad that with such a knowledge in Hinduism, with so many scriptures and so many studies people have done, and so many, Shastras are there, so many with Veda, Vijnana, and Veda and Upanishad, everything is there, and all the Samhitas. Even then, these Swamiji, these so-called Swamijis, they are fighting there for their position. Somebody wants to be a president of such and such, I don't want to name, such and such organization. I want to be chief of that, so he does that politics there. Somebody wants to be chief of some other thing. Somebody wants to have such and such importance. Somebody wants to have this XYZ. You all know it, I don't have to explain that. They are not Swamis. He should strive himself in order to transmit the knowledge to the people without any. Today, somebody wants to be a president because he can get the president of such and such organization or chief of such and such ashram and this, that. No, everybody has got it. And they are busy with their election and propaganda and procedures. So then I'm sad to say that that's not a Swami job. They may be required for some other purpose, that's okay, fine. But not a Swami job. That's not devotion. They are not devotees. I'm just impressing upon you my opinion of devotion. That's all. I may be wrong. But what I felt is right according to Bhagavan's Ashirvad. This is what the truth of Bhagavan. So let us be a true devotee. When I am a devotee, why should I have a presidentship of some ignorant human fools? I call that. Who is the president of such and such organization? He is a king of a group of idiots. The chief idiot. Sorry for my using the wrong language. Am I right or wrong? Tell me honestly whether my expression is right or wrong. A group of idiots are there, and in that I am the chief idiot. A Swami's job is not that. A Swami means a man who is knowledgeable in the Vedas. He has studied Vedas and Shastras. He is capable of distributing that knowledge. Instead of distributing that knowledge, he get into all this. He wants to be in that chair. You are respected by the universe. You are respected by the God in case you are transmitting the knowledge to others. Tell me honestly, If Bhagavan is respecting me for just imparting this knowledge to you, who else's recognition is necessary to me? Eh? I have to show anything? No. Nothing, no. That is what one should think. So why I am impressing on you the devotion, the part of devotion that I am giving you. I won't talk much on the other slokas because just want to impress upon you what is devotion, even though they say it's very easy and things like that. Oh, Bhakti Marga is very easy. Many people I heard many people talking. Many people saying Bhakti Marga is, Jnana Marga is difficult. You have to understand what is the meaning of this, what is the meaning of this. Bhakti Marga उसमें अच्छा है, उसी से ठीक है, आपके लिए ठीक है. उपवास करेगा शाम को खा सकते हैं. बहू है तो दिन में काम नहीं करना पड़ेगा. उपवास में है अभी बहुत थका. मदर इन लॉ विल आल्सो से देयर आज उपवास में है तो हमको काम करने बोलते पानी ले आओ. Well, some jokes in between we have to enjoy some. But then we should understand the importance of devotion. Bhagavad Bhakti is that inherent bhakti is that absolute surrender. There is no swarthata in that. It should be absolute surrender, absolute jnanam of the existence of that param dharmam, parabrahman. Then only we can do the surrender. That's why the devotion to something higher, I said, then only it is known as devotion, bhakti. With others it is not bhakti, with others it is love, affection, respect. ये सब वर्ड्स यूज कर सकते हैं हम. माता पिता से भी हम लोग को with our parents, our माता पिता, we have to respect them, we have to regard them, we have to also pray to them, more or less equal to God. Then we have our brothers and siblings are there, we have to love them, we have to take care of them. We have friends, we have our friends, we have to take care of them also, we have to look at them differently. So we have got different ways of. There it is all love, we call it as love. Then sneha, vatsalya, and respect, regard, and things like that. Various words have been created for that. That is all will be there. When you have got bhakti, all these things will automatically come. It need not be created in you. And the bhakti is there. Otherwise, other things have to be created otherwise. So, devotion is that to that which is higher than you. The other things are all below. Swami Chinmayananda used to, I think I told you about this now. In one of the, I got the clip with me. I sometimes play and listen to him also. Swamiji says that devotion is that which to be at the higher realm of it, higher Brahman of it. And then love is that falling in love. He will explain about falling in love. I also told you about falling in love. Well, this devotion, please understand the true meaning of devotion is why I told you, talked to you about so much about devotion. Is that it's not that devotion just to pay some money or pay some price for it or spend little time for it is not devotion. Shraddha and Bhakti is it. He doesn't want your Shraddha, he doesn't want your time, he doesn't want your material, he doesn't want your money, he doesn't want your service, he doesn't want any puja, he doesn't want anything. He only wants your Shraddha and Bhakti. That's why Bhagavan said, even if you have seen some of the serials also, they're asked, they say that what I want. No medium required, no tulsi ka patta, no vilya patra, no pushpa, no jalam is required, no medium is required to attain me. Just have Shraddha and Bhakti. That's the true devotion. But doesn't mean you don't do the puja, please do the puja, as I told you. It's only to make me conscious that, so be conscious and do it, no? Not unconscious. Today we know how the people most of the people in the normal houses, I'm not talking about, there are people who are seriously doing it, I'm not discussing about them, there are people, that's okay. But there are people who are, generally what happens is that, some or other, okay, देर हो गया, उठते ही देर हो गया, किसी तरह जो समर्पयामि पुष्पं समर्पयामि धर्मं समर्पयामि आपस समर्पयामि जलं समर्पयामि नैवेद्यं समर्पयामि केला आज थोड़ा सा ज़्यादा पका हुआ है, ठीक है, नैवेद्यम समर्पयामि, कोई बात नहीं, क्या करेगा, आजकल नहीं मिलता है. This is kind of samarpana we do. I heard somebody talking in Bhagavatam, I don't know the name. Dress up very well, put all your jewelry, ornaments and all that, spray and all that. Then you do puja. Well, you all know, I cannot say the names, it will be offense, ethics. Okay, devotion, you understand the devotion, so don't have to put jewelry to please Bhagavan. He will not take a selfie with you, please. Come on, hey, you got a new necklace? Come on, selfie. Selfie. Shiva Shiva, क्या बोल देता है ना? Just to entertain you, okay? Because otherwise you should not get bored of serious subjects. So Bhagavan says, the man of faith attains steadfast devotion for me, the eternal one. He said about me. The I is never changing. Why the me, aham? The aham is never changing. As I tell you, there are so many, that's what I was looking for, the divisions of the atom, Matra, Tanmatra. Do you remember any of you? Matra, Tanmatra, Anima, Garima. There are about bifurcations of 10 or 11. I want that list if anybody has got. Otherwise I have to look for it. These are 10 levels of bifurcation of the Paramanu, where scientists have reached only up to the atom and rest is said God particle. That's all. They also say it as God particle. Now at the end of it, where no more divisions can be done, up to that 26 bifurcations have been done by our Maharishis and the name has been given on that. I have told in one of the classes here, of course. And beyond that, it is not possible for a normal person to divide it further. So they have stopped it. Doesn't mean it cannot be divided. It will go on further. But any amount of division you take on, at a point of time, you will have to stop the dividing, and that point still, what is there? Then we say non-existence, and that non-existence is called I. That I can divide, is it not? That I is still there. Division is still there. That's why aham is not changing. That's why Bhagavan says me. That means not the individual, like looking like Lord Krishna or Lord Vishnu or Lord so and so, so and so. No. The I, that Parabrahman, that aham, that which is not changeable at all. No, that's the aham. So that's why he says devotion for me. That eternal one. We are looking through the objects for that eternal one, ultimately the eternal one. Okay. So this is devotion. This is what he wants to describe during the devotion, Bhakti Marga. So other slokas are only procedures of the pujas and things like that. So we will go a little faster. So I just wanted to tell you that devotion. Please remember about devotion. It is not that as we just hear casually. Satsangalabdhya bhakta yamai mam saupasita savai me darshitam sadirajnasa vindade padam. He, who? He means the devotee, the worshipper. He worships me, attaining devotion for me through association with sages. He indeed easily realizes my state, inculcated by stages. He cannot attain the devotee. See, this is the next thing you have to understand. A devotion straight away, even though it is possible directly that there are very few like Prahlada and Jabari and Dhruva, and there are few people who could directly attain the Lord without any via medium. But Bhagavan says here, normally it is not possible. He, the devotee, worships me, attaining devotions for me through association with sages. The sages who are in total, so that means he is confirming that the sages are those who are not normal human beings. The sages means the ones who are attached to him. To him means, I'm just telling the word him. He is no gender mentioned. He means that Parabrahman. Sages are those who are knowledgeable people, who are jnanis. The jnanis are associated with me because I am jnanam. Please understand carefully. Jnanis are associated with me doesn't mean that he is doing puja to him or he is part of him or things like that. No. What is that? They are sages and gurus and tapasvis and jnanis are associated with me means they are associated with jnanam. They are associated with jnana means they are jnanis. The ones who are jnanis, the Brahman is in him because jnanam brahma. Jnanam brahma, vijnanam brahma. Since vijnanam is Brahman, aham is Brahman, the jnanam is Brahman, association with me means the one who is filled with the jnanam, who is filled with by me. So me. That me is that the one who is unchangeable, the me. The one who is indivisible, the me. The bottom was the subtlest point of that point where you cannot go beyond. Then I am there. You keep on dividing. How did they found out? No? Maharishi Kashyap, once he took a grain of rice, he started dividing it. How many portions can be divided? At a point of time, he could not. So he found out that list. Then what happens after this? That means still can be divided, but I cannot divide it. You can take a knife, you can take a smallest instrument, cut. Still you can divide. Still you can divide. So long it is visible, it can be divided. So long it is present, it can be divided. Is it not? You understood what I am saying? So the Maharishis and Tapasvis, this is why the scientists are trying to find out. They could not find out. They reached only the atom. That is the atom and God particle after that. Recently the God particles have been described. But Maharishis and Tapasvis have divided them and gave names to them, like Paramanu, then Anima, Ganima and things like that. These divisions have been given, 26 divisions have been given. Then they found now no more possibility. He with his all the jnanam, then they found that the divisions cannot be done beyond that. There he says, I am there. Where no more divisions can be done. There has to be a point when no divisions can be done by anything and anyone. And that is the point which is known as I, which is known as non-existence. This non-existence is an expression for those who cannot identify the existence beyond. That is known as non-existence. Doesn't mean the existence is not there. The existence that cannot be identified is non-existence. It's not that nothing is existing. As I told you, vacuum, I told you about the space. No, they're all. It's not that space, khali, empty, I can build high rises there. No. It's full. So many things there, it's crowded. Nothing is free. So when when we reached elasticity has reached at its maximum point for a jnani, no more division can be done. That means no more existence can be identified and seen, and from there it is known as non-existence, and that non-existence is the one which is 96% and 4% only is the existence, is it? Drawing an inference through that, because these all can be seen. No? Many people think that it's all created. It's not created, it just happens. So somebody was asking me about that knowing non-existence and existence. I told in a simple way. Non-existence and existence. How is a child born? How much you know about a human being? The maximum. From the time it has been conceived in a mother's womb. Till when you know about him? Till his death of Sharira. Finished. 120 years. Before that and after this. As far as your knowledge is concerned, or an atheist's knowledge is concerned who doesn't believe any of these things, he knows only 120 years is called the absolute existence. Beyond that, it is non-existent to him because he doesn't know about it. But somebody said, no, before he is born, it is there. That is his existence. Before that, that is there. It is his existence. Before that, that was there. It is existence. So till the time you know that is existence, and then beyond that is again non-existence. They said no. So when you look at it, it's only very small. The existence, what you are talking about, is only that which can be identified, is called existence. The moment you go beyond the existence, that knowing of the existence, then you know the unknown. That's called to be in the Brahman. That nobody can express it. Once you go into unknown, you cannot express it into known, because the expressions can be done only up to a limit. Yato vacho nivartante apravyamanasasaha. There is an expression can be done only up to a limit. Beyond that limits, no, the expressions cannot be done. So beyond the expression is called that non-existence. In that non-existence is that what I. From where all this existence, what you are seeing, is coming only from that. In order to create this existence, how much of capacity you should have? When you calculate that, that is called the 96%, the non-existence. What do you know as non-existence? What you know as non-existence, you know there is non-existence. Yeah. That's the power. So when you be in the non-existence, then you cannot express in existence because you are not in existence. It cannot be seen, and there are no languages, there are no medium, there is no sound, there is no light, there is no this, there is no that, through which it can be expressed is called the non-existence. That's called you are reaching the non-existence through devotion. You are reaching the non-existence through jnana, through devotion, through bhakti and jnana. These are the only methods you can do. Both bhakti and jnana are only division of words, play of words, that for a human being to just to understand two different paths, that's all. Otherwise, jnana, bhakti. Do we find any difference? Jnana and bhakti? No. Jnana and bhakti are same. There cannot be any difference. They are different. They are not different at all. They are same at one point. Only thing, initially we feel bhakti has certain methods, jnana has certain different methods. That's all we find. They are different. They are not different. So long you find it is different, you do not have devotion, you do not have jnana. The day you identify bhakti and jnana is one, then you have come to closer to that infinite, what we call. So from the infinite, only the finite has come. Infinite cannot be defined, infinite cannot be seen, infinite cannot be identified. It's called non-existence infinite, beyond. What is infinite? From that, finite has come. Jala, from Jala Tattva, Jala has come. Jala Tattva, can you see? Simple. Infinite. That's infinite. That's non-existence for you, is it not? What is existence? Water, Apa is, Jalam is existence, Apa is non-existence. You have named also for that. It's Apa. And Jalam is how much? Only this much. Apa is any, well, you may, somebody asked me, how do you identify this is 96%? How many years from the inception of the universe there is water? The sea never dries up, rivers go on. Always so many thousands of people and plants and animals have been drinking water, throwing water, bathing water. Keep on coming, keep on dropping, keep on evaporating, keep on coming, keep on evaporating and coming. Is it not? How many liters of water would have been generated from millions of years of universe has been created? Tell me honestly. How many billions or trillions or I don't know beyond that count. Liters of water must have been created. Yeah? From where? From Apa. And how many liters will be produced now later on? How many billions, trillions of water has to be produced later on now? From where it has come? From Apa. What is this? Insignificant as far as the principle is concerned. That infinite has to be 96%, then only 4% can be created. So through an inference like this, you can draw what is called infinite, what is called the principle, what is called the unknown. Known is water, unknown is Apa. How many liters of known water you know? Trillions of liters of known water I know. If so much of known water I should know, how much of unknown water is in this present? No. There's only leak from the drum. They have not opened the tap even now. There's a leak there. You understood what is unknown? Yes, Jalam, Agni, Vayu. How much of oxygen people have been, when you get angry, how much take it in, and when you are sad, how much of oxygen you are taking in. When your exercises, how much of quantity of air you are spending. For millions of years. We say pollution, created pollution, made it dirty, made this, that, and all that. Even after that, trillions of years ago, after also, Vayu is still there. Vayu had always been there, is it not? What is unknown? That is unknown, and this is known. Known is how much? 120 years. Unknown? Don't know. Yes, then the great knowledgeable persons like Maharishis, Tapasvis, they knew what is unknown. And once they are in unknown, then the known, that explanation for unknown cannot be done, because when it is explained, it becomes known. That which is inexplainable is unknown. That which is inexplainable, we know that God is inexplainable, truth is inexplainable, jnanam is inexplainable, invisible, inexplainable, indisputable, indiscriminatable. That is from where it is created. That's called creation. Yes. So, please remember that. No, that is why when it becomes known, it becomes visible. When it becomes known, it becomes existence. That which can be explained becomes existence. Inexplainable is invisible. So devotion is meant for what? Devotion is meant for to reach that area of indivisible, invisible, inexplainable, that non-existence. Bhakti is for reaching that non-existence so that you do not get into the controversies of existence. Existence is only a projection of a part of non-existence, that's all, for the purpose of evolution, nothing other than that. Non-existence is the truth because which is permanently peaceful. Whether there is no agitation, whether there are no karmas, there are no experiences, there are no events, there are no ups and downs, there is no God, there is no disciple, there is no guru, there is no language, there is no nothing. Everything is at its highest realm is non-existence. Everything is at its peak is called non-existence. From that only the trickles of existence have been projected. See, not? You don't believe? A great tapasvi, a great jnani, who has identified Brahman, who is in the existence, at the verge of reaching crossing the non-existence. How many people, how many events, how many situations, how many conditions he is giving blessings and it becomes true. Is there a limit for his blessings? Any amount of blessing it becomes true, is it not? Any amount, it keeps on going. There's no end to it. A tapasvi is tapo bhala. Has a limit. I mean, when it comes to ultimate, these are all that, a blessing. Continuously blessing any number of people, any number of things, any number of events, any number of occasions, any number of kala, yuga. He keeps on blessing. It never get exhausted. From where it comes? Non-existence is not. You cannot see the blessing where it comes from. Only when you get it and you feel it, then you identify this is because of the blessing of so and so. That is existence. So in order to bless so many, how much of blessings he must have in store? Where it is coming from? Has it been created, generated, and then keep it in stock? No. It flows from where? That's non-existence. That is non-existence, abundance we called. It's available in abundance with him. The blessings are available in abundance with the great jnani, great guru, great tapasvi, great maharshi, great Bhagavan. That's in abundance in him. It flows because it flows. Why? With a blessing, something should happen to you? Why? That which comes from that infinite, that which comes from that non-existence. It's the most powerful, ultimate and infinite is why it is effective on you. That's why it happens to you. That's why it's called existence. What is the difference between that? Why we are doing all this is that in order to reach that non-existence. Because in existence, lots of events, lot of karmas are there. The subtlest form of Sukshma Sharira, Karana Sharira also is undergoing evolution and karma. That's why it comes into the Stulata and the Stula Bhava. Beyond the Sukshmata, from where the ultimate Sukshmata comes, is called non-existence, or that invisible. We say a speck of dust. Where is that speck of dust has come from? There has to be some place from where it has come. What is that? What is that speck of dust, from where it has come? From something which is much greater than that. You understand now where we have to reach? Devotion is meant for that, not for fulfilling small tidbits of your day-to-day life. It's okay, you're getting it, enjoy it, no problem. That's not for the vyavaharika jivan. That's for dharmam to be existent. The non-existence, to attain the non-existence is called dharma. That principle of living in that is called the dharmic way of living. So that is why we are acquiring jnanam, we are acquiring devotion, bhakti is the reason. So Bhagavan says, how, where I have started? Bhagavan says here, satsangalabdhya bhaktaya mai mam sa upasita sa vai me darshitam sadhiras sava vindade padam. Through the great Maharshis, through jnanis, through sages, through sannyasis, through tapasvis, through gurus, who knows the Brahman, who has identified me, realizes my state. Me means the I, the unknown, or the indescribable, indivisible, that me, who knows me, who has reached me, who is a part of me. From him, if you have got association with him, he says, attainment of devotion through association with those units. We call it as sages, we call it as tapasvis, we call it as gurus, we call it as jnanis. So the one who has got association with them, it is easy for them to attain that. Otherwise, it is very difficult, because this much of knowledge one has to attain in order to identify, go away from the existence, non-existence. It will take quite a lot of time. So it is always better to take the association. Somebody suppose take a car. Walking is too long a distance. Suppose 10 kilometer, 24 kilometer. Nowadays people are trying to run 24 to 40 kilometers marathon for reaching one place to another place. But whatever it is, any amount of marathon will not reach you to the non-existence. It's not possible. So you have to take a help of somebody goes much faster than that, much faster than the light, much faster than the time. So that those are, who are those? They are the sages and jnanis who are a part of me. Bhagavan says, who are a part of me, because in them, why we have to have association with them? Even though they being in the existence, they are the non-existence. So with the association of them, you will reach me faster, he says. Association of them. So this association, satsanga labdhya bhaktya, he says. The satsanga of those people will reach me much faster. Hey Uddhava, Uddhava vacha, hey Bhagavan, sadhustavotam shlokaha mata kiddam vida prabho bhakti stapyo pajujyate itashi sadhira tadaha. Uddhava said, O thou of surpassing glory, Hey Bhagavan, Hey Mahaprabhu, what sort of a sage do you mean those thou prefer most? What kind of devotion approved by sages is most acceptable to thee? Whom do you think you are? You have got preference to? The normal human language Uddhava uses. You told me that the association of sages who are, how will I know what sort of sages should I approach to be with that? Edanme Purushatvatyalokaapyattaksha Jak Prabho Pranava Pranadayana Raktaya Pravannayana Gatyadam. O Lord of men, Bhagavan, again Uddhava, O Lord of men, Lord of spheres, Lord of universe, Sarvavyapi, Sarvajnani, omnipresent, omnipotent, Hey Bhagavan, say this to me, for I have prostrated myself to Thee, I am devoted to Thee, and have surrendered myself to Thee. Hey Bhagavan, I know only one sage, I know only one infinite, I know only one, that is You. I have surrendered to You. Now you tell me, who is that sage whom I have to get associated, or the people should get associated to? Bhagavan, please kindly tell me. Tvam Brahma Paramam Vyoma Purusha Pragadopara Avadirnosi Bhagavan Sveche Svecho Vata Prithakvaku. Hey Lord, hey Bhagavan, Thou art the Supreme Brahman. You are the Supreme Brahman for me. Infinite like the sky. The Purusha who is beyond the Prakriti. Thou art incarnated on earth, assuming a separate body of Thy own accord. You are so and so. Glorifying Lord Krishna. Then whom else? Who else? Bhagavan Uvacha. So, Bhagavan replies to Uddhava. Hey Uddhava, Kripalurakrigadroha aste tichu sarvadehinam satyasaro anavadhyatma samahasarvopakaraka. Bhagavan says, the one who is Kripalu. Who is that? Whom to approach? The one who is Kripalu. Kripalu Ragradatroha. That's compassionate. With enmity to no creatures. Arakrita drohastatichu. With no one there is droha. The one who doesn't have any droha to anyone. The one who is a Kripalu. Because a jnani only can be a Kripalu. Kripalu is not, again, once you start, there is no end. I will explain what is Kripalu. It's a classification of Kripalu. Kripalu is not then one showing sympathies to your problems and what is it? Dukkha kashta. No, that's not Kripalu. We say that, no? Hey Bhagavan, Kripa karo. भगवान किस लिए? ताकि हमको ये फायदा हो जाए. That will be slowly. कृपा करो भगवान, ये लाभ हो जाना है तभी कृपा करो. That is not कृपा. Not sanctioning your requirements. That's not कृपा. Kripalu is that compassionate. The compassion is that any amount of experience that you are having as a Jivatma, still he shows you the right path without tiring. We get tired now if somebody कितनी बार बोलेगा उसको सुनता ही नहीं है, छोड़ो, let him go off his own way. I think in our languages there is a proverb. The meaning is that, I am not getting the right words of that proverb. Meaning is that by your advice and control, if not, the person is not going according to your wish, let him go according to his wish and will, you just walk behind. something like that. No? Something like that. That is not Kripa. And it is not Kripa that whatever you getting facilities according to your mind and body is not again Kripa. हे भगवान कृपा करो, मेरा दुख हरण करो और सुख दे दो, दुख जो है तुम ले लो, क्योंकि तुम्हारे पास स्वर्ग है और तुम्हारे पास कैलाश है, तुम्हारे पास में वैकुंठ है, इतनी जगह है. If you have problem in Kailash, you can shift to Vaikuntha, and if you have a problem in Vaikuntha, then shift your capital to. He has got many places, you know. Not that, not that. तुम ले लो. Not that. Bhagavan says Kripalu. Kripa is a great quality that comes only in absolute jnana. In Kripa. Kripa is that, is again compassion. The compassion is some supreme quality of love. In love, there are classifications. No? In love, there is classification. Because the love you have, again, I remember Swamiji's words. Swamiji remember, so I'm jokingly says, you know, people who have got love, they say, yes, I love my dog, first of all. Everybody has dog nowadays, because they cannot be going well with the adjustment problem is there with the human being, so they grow dog. No problems, you know. So in order to remove adjustment problem, they grow. So I love my dog. Swamiji says, I love dog. Then whom else? Then he says, I love my wife. He says, yeah. Then the third one is, I love my shoes. Swamiji says, put all the three in one sentence. Then what will happen? Then what will happen? So he was jokingly says that this is love. You know, love means you have classifications in love. That's what he means actually. Your classifications are love. Identifications, no where, what extent. There's a measure, you know. There's a measure. Compassion is immeasurable, common. It is not by your virtues or non-virtues that it is distributed. Prasadam in a temple is distributed to anybody who extends his hand. Am I right? It's compassion. Same thing, compassion with God. You know. Anybody, he will not see whose hand it is. Oh, he is a rich man, so little more prasad. इसका वो little less प्रसाद उसको, ऐसा थोड़ी है. प्रसाद डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन is सबको एक जैसा प्रसाद, एक जैसा बना हुआ, एक जैसे किचन में एक जैसे पूजा किया, एक जैसे डिस्ट्रीब्यूट किया. Everything same to everybody. There is no difference to anyone. There is no classification of that. You understand what I am saying? That's Kripa. Any amount of crime you do, a murderer of that. You know. That's why we always say, no, Bhagavan Shiv blessing Asuras who is done so much of atrocities. He at last he says, Trahimam, Prahimam, Trahimam, Prahimam. Bhagavan gives protection to you. Why he gives protection to you? Because he is Bhagavan. Compassion to anyone doesn't mean that you have done a mistake. You don't deserve the compassion of Bhagavan. It's not that. Because you are an Atma. The compassion is given to Atma so that you get the jnanam through Atma. In order to gain the jnanam through Atma, he has to give compassion to you, then only you get the jnanam through Atma. He is impartial on that. Why? Because it is your karma, you are undergoing the problems of that karma. That's all different. He is non-interference. He is not at all interfering in those matters. It is your matter. But Bhagavan is concerned, any amount of mistake you do, also when you go to somebody and ask for freedom, is Kripa do. The same system has been adopted in our law, normal law. The normal High Court, Supreme Court has convicted him for hanging to till death. Still, our constitution, I am talking about Indian constitution, our constitution has got a provision. At a last moment, one man can appeal to president. Please pardon me, I have done this mistake. Now, president has got an authority, even if he has done a serious offense. He has certain limitations, of course. In that limitations, he says that, okay, his punishment is waived off, or punishment has to be executed. That he decides. But you see, what I am saying, it's not that, it's not president's decision I am talking about. But the man who has absolutely committed everything and all the courts have condemned him for that, but he still approaches to somebody, that person is called Kripa. So, in our human life, any amount of that whatever we do, we approach to that one who, that jnanam, that Brahman, that tattvam, that principle, we approach to him and he shows Kripa on you, then advises you, look, ठीक है, you have done a mistake. He tells you, it's not that you have done right thing, no. He says, Kripalu says, you have done a mistake, my child. Please understand that, don't repeat it again. I will try my best to recover your karma balas from this. Anyway, you have to undergo the certain karma balas. But I will give you strength in order to go through it. That's all. I will give you strength to go through it. I will give you jnanam to go through it. I will give you situation and circumstances I will create in such a way that you can complete that karma in the right manner. This supports I can give you. How much of relief you will get where you have been totally rejected by everything and everyone. Your own consciousness also, criticizing you and blaming you, and you are so guilty of having done. Still, you approach to Bhagavan. Bhagavan says, don't feel guilty, it doesn't matter. It's a small slip that has happened. But yes, there is a karma bala, you go ahead. I will give you Shakti. I will give you my blessings. I will give you my powers to you so that you can face that problem. He doesn't remove the problem from you. No. That's not right. That's not Kripalu then. Then it is partiality, you see. In the universe, dharma has to be established. In order to establish the dharma, one has to undergo the karma balas. So in order to undergo the karma balas, what we need? We should not break down. We should have the strength to go through it and then overcome that and then come out of that karma and merge with the Parabrahman. This is what is required. So that who provides this facility is a Kripalu. Who shows you even at the mid of night, who shows you even in the dream, even in the sleep, who shows you, hey my child, this is the right path, follow me. He's a Kripalu. 1,000 times, like Shishupal has done to Lord Krishna. 1,000 times you defy him. 1,000 times you say you are bad Guru. 1,000 times you say that you don't have anything. I don't accept you. You have no jnanam. I will not follow you. I will not do it. 1,001 time goes there and say, Bhagwan, mistake. Pashchatab karta. Galati ho gaya. Please kshama. ठीक है. The one who does that is a Kripalu. Remember Bhagavan Krishna's words in the conference Shishupala abused? He said, hey Shishupal, 100 times, 101 times you are beheaded. In between that you stop, you are saved. Number of times he won't. Had he done 100 times he can abuse. 100 means numerous times. 100 times he can abuse Bhagavan. last moment, 101st time also, if he says, hey Bhagwan, mistake ho gaya, galat ho gaya, Bhagwan would save him. He is Kripalu. I'm classifying who is Kripalu. Is Kripalu. Why? Not because of a privilege given to you. No, don't think that. Don't think you are something special. No. Or everybody is special. Don't think that you have been awarded something special because of your karmas, because you have been doing only bad karmas. But still he given you the Kripa. Why? Because he is embodiment of Jnanam. And without that embodiment of Jnanam, he knows you will not be able to function. You want to commit a mistake, you need him. You want to overcome that mistake, and also you need him. He is sure of knowing it. So he is not bothered about it. He knows what is to be given to you. At any point of time, for anything and everything, he grants you. And that too what? Not with a restriction that you go and ask for that grant. 100,001 time, please pardon me. Okay, let me try whether you are eligible to get it. No, he doesn't. No, what happens? He opens, and his jnanam incessantly flows as long as you can receive it. Take it. Any amount you want, you take it. No restrictions. Any amount of jnanam, you take it. He is a Kripalu. Not measuring you and giving things is a Kripalu. Understood? Bhagavan says, Kripalu. To such a Kripalu is my yogi. Rest of it, of the shloka, we'll take in the next class. So this is shloka 29, we will continue.